I'm probably better at it than I am in a normal saddle, to be fair. No, I'm not saying I'm any world beater, but I just love doing it. It's something different, I guess. It's difficult. This year I take Cal Master De Muze in the ladies' side saddle. This is his third year going to Dublin with us. He is by Pollux De Muze. We bought him off a friend of ours, well, through our friend of ours, Ian Donoghue. Dermot Constantine owned him. I think he was kind of on his last chance there. He was a bit hardy for a few people and stuff, and we bought him with the idea of just hunting him and jumping him, and he's very, very good to jump. So we kind of were just going as it kind of came with that, and then I had no horse. Unfortunately, my horse I had before that had to be retired early, so I was missing it, and Breen said, sure, why don't you just throw it on him, like give him a go, and threw it on him. His fourth time riding in it. He went to a qualifier and was second and qualified for Dublin, and then Dublin was his fourth show, and yeah, we were lucky enough to take home the Rosette. He's 17-1 around, like he's a big horse. He's quirky. He keeps us on our toes, but he's brilliant at his job. Like he is very, very good, and he's very good to jump. He's going to do the lightweight working hunter in Dublin this year too with Breen. I started riding when I was 3, and then went to the pony club, played around in the pony club for a few years, as all kids do, just had the crack and did all that. Then we got into show jumpers, and we had some show jumpers with Gary Quinn. Then we went to John Floody after that, and I started to work for free for the lessons. So I'd bring my horse with me, work for the day, get a lesson, and then when I left school I went to work for him for a year. I did a full year working for him, going to the shows and doing all that. So my mum had 2 Grand Prix horses with John at the time, and they jumped all the spring tour and all that, and PM Moore, Rihi Irish All-Star, he won the league that year. My brother was jumping some of the bigger classes, and then when I came back here I got a lend of a jumping mare. And I was fortunate enough I got to jump some 130s on her, and then yeah, it's too hard to keep the horses with them, you know, they're expensive horses. You have to have big backers or big money, I think. My mother Paula has a livery yard here, and she's always full up with them now. She keeps going. She looks after them brilliantly now, I have to say. And she got injured, it would have been, I'd say I was 18 or 19. So when she got laid up, we needed help with the yard here. So I came back here and I was helping run things here. Joanne Quirk's a very good family friend of ours, and she was in here teaching people. And she just said to me, oh, will you jump up in the side saddle there just for a bit of crack? And I had a coloured horse that I used to jump and just play around at. And we threw it on him. The first day I rode him, I jumped a course of fences. We did a few of the qualifiers, and I'd say I was paddy last everywhere I went. We were told he was too small. So we said we'd bring in the biggest horse we had at home. So I brought in my dad's hunter. He was Rowan Wood Mick Dundee. He was brilliant. He did every move perfectly. I never had hassle with him, and I think there was very rarely a day he was out of the ribbons. He actually came second in the slide saddle. And sure, that was my first ever ribbon in Dublin, and I thought it was the best thing ever, and I enjoyed every minute of it. It was brilliant, especially because he's my dad's hunter and stuff, and sure, he was so proud of him, and yeah, he was brilliant. When I first started doing it, Joanne let me all her gear. She was great to let me use it all at the time, and then I went and rented a side saddle through the Side Saddle Association. And then the first year I qualified for Dublin, we said, better probably get a saddle now of our own. And Joanne organised for Devon Sprovius from America, actually flew over a saddle on its own plane ticket, on its own seat on the plane, and it came over and fitted like a glove, thankfully, because they definitely don't all fit them well. They're not all comfy. And that saddle, yeah, it's beautiful, and I love it. It lives in the house on its own little special saddle rack. It would have been 2019. Joanne Quirk got pregnant, and she said to me, I've 2 horses there if you want to take them and compete them in the working hunters. So of course I was delighted with myself. One of them was a 4-year-old, the Royal Dub, and he actually went on to win the 4-year-old working hunters in Dublin. So That was my first red rosette in Dublin, and that was magical to me. Now, I loved him. He was something else. I had some fun with him. That was a special day now. When COVID hit, we were all stuck at home and everything. I probably got a bit of cabin fever and wanted to get out. So then again, Joanne's husband now, Gary Carroll, said to me, oh, there's a job going in Gavin Cromwell's if you want to come in racing, and you can try riding out and see how you go. The alarm goes off here at 4:45 in the mornings. Myself and Brian get up and muck out the horses, get them ready, put them out, get them their breakfasts, and then tip off to work about 6:10 or so, into work for 6:45, ride out in the mornings, then we go about doing like just the usual yard stuff. I help out with some of the veterinary things. It could be anything we're doing between, travelling here, there and everywhere, collecting horses or vets or anything like that. I go racing as well, and then I finish work at 4 o'clock, or if I'm not racing, and come back here and go again and ride the horses again. I usually finish up around 7 or 7:30 in the evenings. Come in, get the dinner, off to bed and go again. It's a labour of love for sure, but you have to love it. In Gavin's, I'm quite lucky. I've managed to lead up a couple of very successful horses. In my first year there, I actually ended up going to Cheltenham and led up 2 Grade 1 winners, which it's special for people in racing, people who know, like, that is something special. One of them was actually, I led up Florian Porter in his Grade 1 in Cheltenham, and then the other one was Vanillier and the Albert Bartlett, and he is just my best pal in there since then. I look after him all the time in there, and he's my pride and joy. He's my baby. I've been to Cheltenham with him, I've been to 3 Grand Nationals with him, and yeah, I enjoy every minute with him. He's here now for a little while doing a bit of pre-training before he goes back to get ready for the season ahead, and he's an absolute pleasure to look after. Yeah. My mum and dad brought me everywhere between being a kid and when we came into the showing and stuff then, and my brother, being a farrier, keeps them all on the road, and he's brilliant at it. Then Brian came along, and he of course actually owns the side saddle horse now, and he gets dragged to every show going. He was a jockey, professional, and that's how we met. We met in Gavin's, and he unfortunately had to give up early. He was 30 when he had to give up because he got a career-ending injury. So I then got him I persuaded him to start showing now too, and he is competing this year in the lightweight working hunters, and he's a top groom every other day now, and he gets dragged along with the paddy cap and the basket in hand to come and give me the leg ups and the heave-ho and the push to go. Oh, sure, Dublin's just everything, isn't it? Like the atmosphere, I suppose. I didn't get to ride in it as a child. I went in every day dreaming that I wanted to ride in it, and I just didn't. The manpower, the horsepower I should say, probably wasn't there. I wasn't there. And I was lucky then when I got older that I got this opportunity to go in doing the side saddle in the show, and I kind of realised what my niche was as such. And last year when I was injured, God, I hated it. And I love going in. Everything's about Dublin, I suppose. The minute you come home on the Sunday, you're preparing again for next year, and you're thinking about what you're going to do next year around, or what's going to be different, or what horse you might have or mightn't have, and it's everything to us showing, I suppose.